Hi everyone, welcome to our March angel reading. For those of you who know me and have been here before, welcome back. For those of you who haven't met me before, I am Sandra Ray, author, healer, spiritual teacher, and I have so much to share with you for this month ahead. I am just so excited for the month of March. I'm going to explain to you a little bit about the theme that I've been tuning into for March. We'll look at the astrological dates for the month ahead. We're going to look at the angel cards and their meaning. I'll explain how you can work with the angels and so much other stuff we have to share. So we're going to get into that in a moment. First of all, thank you to all of you who have left reviews for my new book, Presence, Awakening to the Light Within. You've been emailing me, you've been sending messages, you've been putting reviews on Amazon, and I appreciate it so much. And if you haven't got the book yet, I'll leave a link below if you want to go out and get your copy. And secondly, we are going to be doing something new inside Fiercely Spiritual Family. I'm offering the members the chance to become certified angel intuitives. And I'm opening up space for a few other people to join us inside the group. If you want to have this opportunity to become a certified angel intuitive, you may want to use it to benefit your professional practice, your holistic practice, to offer guidance to clients, or you might just want to use it for friends and family to help them on their path. And it may even be just for yourself. It always starts with us. It always starts with our own needs. And once we fill our cup, then we can offer back to others. So if this is calling to you, applications opened yesterday. We already have a lot of applications. So I may be closing applications tomorrow, depending on how many there are. We're only taking on 15 people, extra people to our members, because I'm going to be personally supporting, helping everybody who joins, and I'll be personally assessing the questions that are submitted, the answers that are submitted, the all of the things. So I have to allow myself time to give each person that individual attention. So if it is calling to you, do apply, and I will contact those who are selected and we can get started. So we're going to talk about the theme for March, and March is bringing so many opportunities. When I was tuning into it, the theme that was coming up, really the word that was coming up was richness. And for me, this is about enjoying the richness of life, like really just, it's like biting into piece of decadent chocolate cake and just really luxuriating in the richness of it. So this, I mean, this is totally reflected in nature, in the bounty of spring, in the abundance of blossoms, the returning of the light for those of us who are in the Northern Hemisphere, the increasing warmth that the sun brings, the richness of the beauty of nature, the spring blossoms, the flowers, nature coming alive again, the buds, the trees unfurling. So it's about enjoying the richness of life, and that enjoyment enriches our lives, and it helps us to live abundantly in all ways, not just from a financial perspective, although that is included, but also the intangible riches that life brings, those things that, you know, that we can enjoy, the beauty, the sense of wonder, the curiosity, the just being in that sense of richness of nature. Nature is so, it displays perfectly the abundance, the richness of life. And it really is a perfect time coming into spring to really enjoy that. So because we're coming into March is the third month of the year. So we have this element of the number 3. And in numerology, 3 is all about support. So we have the 3 representing the Holy Trinity as well. And the Holy Trinity represents balance, it represents harmony, but also communication and relationships. They're all coming up as well. So March will be an opportunity to balance ourselves, to be in harmony with ourselves, with our loved ones, with our relationships, not just loving relationships, but also relationships with colleagues, with friends, with community relationships. And we also have the law of three coming up, where we can use the law of three to call out our angels, to invoke their presence, to bring about manifestations into our life. So March is going to be a really supportive month with so many opportunities to work with the angels, to work with your guides in a big way that's really going to bring just so many so much newness to our way of being. And I'll talk about this with the astrological dates, because there's so much complementing that sense of opportunity and openness and new beginnings. So the angel of March is Machidiel, also the guardian angel of Aries. And we're going to be talking about Machidiel in a moment, and how you can work with Machidiel and the gifts that Machidiel brings. So let's have a look at the astrological dates for the month. So the first thing to note is that there are no planets in retrograde during the month of March, no major planets in retrograde. So I'll explain what that means in a minute. We have on the 2nd of March, the new moon in Pisces. Then following that, the 18th of March, we have the full moon in Virgo. And then on the 20th of March, we have the start of Aries season, we have the spring equinox, we have the start of a new astrological year. And then towards the end of the month, on the 31st and the 31st of March and the 1st of April, we have a new moon in Aries. So let me dive into it. Let me explain what all of this means. So firstly, the fact that there's no planets in retrograde, it means that everything is moving forward. So the implication for us is to make sure that your intentions, that your focus is spot on, that you are focused on what you want, that your focus is pure and loving, because manifestations will be coming forward more quickly with this forward momentum of the planets. We have no planets in retrograde to draw back energy in any area, no major planets. So this is going to, things are going to move so quickly, and you're going to find the month itself is going to speed by, but you'll find new opportunities opening up. And if we don't grab those opportunities, if we don't take that inspired action, we may miss out, because everything's going to be moving quickly. So if you're on the fence, if you're stuck in fear, doubt, worry, and you're missing those opportunities, you're not jumping on the boat, then that can have implications for the rest of the year if you miss out on those opportunities that are being presented. Now, there is always more opportunity. There is always second chances. There's always another chance, but it may just mean that you have to wait a little bit longer. And if you're not ready yet, that's okay. If there's something that you feel, okay, well, yeah, I want to do that, or I want to change or transform in this way, but I'm not quite ready, that's okay. The universe is totally forgiving, loving, unconditionally, no matter what decisions that you make. But if you feel ready, and of course, we never feel ready, in truth, we never feel ready for those really big things, those really big life events. We're never going to feel ready. But if you know, yes, this is my time, I'm willing to move forward. I may not be ready, but I'm willing to move forward. Then you will be swept along with that wave. You can ride that wave that the energy is going to bring, and it'll move you forward in new ways that you may never have dreamed of. So it's going to be really powerful. So the 2nd of March, we have the new moon in Pisces. So the new moon is all about new beginnings. And with the Pisces energy, we have this intuitive energy, we have this sensitive, watery energy. So it can bring up emotional stuff, and emotional balance will be a focus. But you can work with Barachiel, the guardian angel of Pisces, to help to bring emotional healing. But also just working with that watery energy to really tune into your intuition. What is it that I want? What is it that I am manifesting? What is it that I'm desiring? What is it that my soul wants, my heart wants? What are my true heart's desires? Tuning in and you begin to hear those whispers. If you tune into your heart, you will hear those whispers, particularly with this new moon and the Pisces energy. You'll start to recognize, okay, yeah, I'm feeling into it and I feel that this is my path forward. So at the beginning of the month, if you take that time to tune in, it'll really benefit where you're going for the rest of the month if you get that clarity. So after that, we have the full moon in Virgo on the 18th of March. And this full moon is, it's known as the harbinger of spring. This is the ushering in of spring, the energy of spring. And we have that Virgo energy, which is soothing and healing and calming. And it's such a beautiful energy. It's like a beautiful, soothing tonic. And the themes coming up with Virgo are life purpose, career, health can be coming up as well. So with this energy of the full moon is all about healing and release. So we'll have the opportunity to release things that have been holding us back, to heal things in our lives that maybe need that little bit of healing energy. And we will have the chance to really tune into our life purpose, where we're going, our career, and really get focused on what we're doing and if that's fulfilling to us, not just on a physical level or an energetic level, but on a soul level, on a higher level, if that's fulfilling your soul purpose. So the thing to avoid with this Virgo energy, with this full moon, Virgo has this side which is analytical and there's a tendency to overthink things. So be sure to stay in the present moment, to stay grounded, to do things that keep you grounded, walking in nature, eating foods that come from the ground, think, sweet potatoes, any food that comes from the ground is really grounding and healing. And you can also ground yourself through exercise, through meditation, so many ways. But making sure to stay grounded, and if you are up in your head, just bringing the energy back down, balancing the energy overall. And then following that, we have Aries season beginning on the 20th of March, but it's also the spring equinox and the start of a new astrological new year. So Aries season, this turning point, this start of this new astrological new year, it's always a time of change. It's always a time where it's a time of new beginnings, where we can tap into new energy. It's like this energy portal. And it's a really, like, Aries is just, it's one of the powerhouses of the zodiac. It's the chance to start over. So if you are feeling that there's new things coming up, if you're tuning in at the start of the month and you sense, yeah, there is a new direction coming for me, then preparing for that as you work towards the spring equinox, the start of Aries season, the astrological new year, and then just grabbing onto it with both hands when at the start of the equinox, the Aries season, just really just allowing the universe to guide you. The image that I'm getting again is that wave that you're riding, just surfing that wave, and allowing it to bring you where it will, not trying to force its direction or change its direction, but going with the universal flow of things. So if you want to work with Machidiel, who is the guardian of Aries, this is the time to work with Machidiel to bring balance to head and heart, to bring in that harmony. And if your goal is to birth something new or to change direction or to start over, then working with Machidiel will help you to honor the calling of your heart, to balance heart and mind so that your direction is balanced, it's in harmony with universal nature and also with your soul calling. So really so much going on. And then at the end of the month, on the 31st of March, but also the 1st of April, we have a new moon in Aries. So depending on your time zone, it may fall on the 31st or the 1st. If it does fall on the 31st, it's the second new moon of the month, which is extra powerful, extra potent when there's 2 in 1 month. And again, it's falling in the sign of Aries. So Aries is all about this new start, birthing something new. So all of this energy, it's just really calling to us to step into the new, to boldly step forward into those new beginnings, no matter how scary it may seem, no matter how much we want to just stay in our little cocoon of our comfort zone, no matter how much you feel that you've been resisting. This energy is not only going to help you to move forward, but it's going to give you that little push forward if you are holding onto your resistance firmly. The energy will give you that little bit of a push forward, lovingly nudge you forward to begin with. But if you're not heeding those signs, if you're not following your guidance, if you're not tuning in, then that little nudge may be starting to turn into a little bit of a shove forward, and that may be uncomfortable if you're holding on to that resistance. So intending to let go of resistance, intending to go with the universal flow, intending to work with your angels and guides so that they can guide you lovingly, because they love you unconditionally and they will guide you lovingly towards the highest and best outcome for you, but for all concerned, everyone in your life or in your sphere of existence. So let's look at the angel cards for the month. I love the cards that have come up for the month. We're working with the heart and soul angel cards as usual. And the cards that have come up, the first one is this card, which is the dolphin with pearl of great price. So this is the card of hidden depths, great potential, and joy. And you can see from this card, we have the dolphin jumping up out of the water. You can see the pearl in its mouth. And the water, the ocean, represents the depths. So not only the depths of our being, the emotional depths, the depths of our spirit, but also the depth of our potential. And then we have up in the sky, you can see the stars. So it's like the dolphin is leaping up from the depths up into the potential that lies ahead. And you can see the reaching from the depths, diving up towards the stars, and holding that pearl of great price. So you're reminded that that pearl brings wisdom, it brings joy, it's the pearl of potential that you hold. And if you are willing to go to the depths of your inner being and to release that resistance that we talked about, then that potential that lies ahead of you will be revealed. And that will bring great joy, great fulfillment, great happiness for you. So here we are with the dolphin with the pearl of great price, representing the potential that lies within you and your ability to receive and to achieve what is in you already. So the second card, I love this card. This card, it reminds me of Valentine's Day a little bit, but it has a little bit of a different meaning. So you can see this card, it's like a heart surrounded by these wings and other heart shapes. And this is Salathiel. So this is the guardian angel of seekers. And this is the card of seeking and finding your heart of hearts. So this, you may initially think that this card is about finding true love, but this isn't really the case, because it all starts with us. It's never about something that lies outside of us. So this card really represents our true heart. And you can see from this card, there are 3 rings surrounding the heart. So it's like that the heart is tied or bound by these rings, and it's encapsulated. It's like the heart is being held by these rings, it's bound by them. So it really is just telling us that we do have so much potential, so much light within ourselves, within our heart center, but maybe we have been sheathing that with our emotions, our fears, our worries, and there's a veil that needs to be removed first before we can open up to our full potential. And you can work with the angels, and obviously in particular Salathiel, to help you to open up in new ways and to release your heart from any bondage, any ties that bind, any emotions, any fears, any worries that maybe have shrouded it and held you back. And it's all about opening up to your full ability to be in unconditional love, in a sense of wonder, a sense of joy. And of course, this is the card of seeking and finding your heart's desire. So this is also about reaching your potential, your heart's desire to be the highest expression of who you can be. And that means letting go of any veils, any worries, any fears that you've hidden behind, not intentionally, but that maybe have held you back in some way. So working with Salathiel to help you to unburden yourself and to open up in new ways. And then finally, we have this beautiful card. This is Sanyusimi. So this is the guardian angel of the blue star. And this card is the card of finding and teaching spiritual peace and bliss. So you can see from this card that the blue star is at the very heart of the card. And it's almost like a radiant diamond, this gift that's shining out. And we're reminded that so in order to find and teach spiritual peace or bliss, we have to find it within ourselves first. It all starts with us. So this card is saying that it is possible for you to open up to spiritual peace, to spiritual bliss, that this month will be a really, I was going to say productive time, but productive sounds like you've work to do. But a really powerful time to open up to that peace and bliss that lies within. But also this card is representing those of you who are spiritual teachers and reminding you of your gift to the world, your gift that you have to offer. When you open up to your own gifts, when you allow yourself to be in that state of spiritual peace, of spiritual bliss, you can then, and it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be perfect, not by any means, but when you're on that path, you can then begin teaching people who are maybe a step or two behind you, who are also on the path, but they haven't quite got to the phase that you're at. And maybe you haven't got to the end line, if there even is an end line, because there's always new levels of unfoldment. But you can teach those who are coming up behind you to open up to that spiritual peace and bliss in your unique way, because each spiritual teacher has their own gifts to offer. And each one, I mean, I've worked with so many spiritual teachers, and certain ones I've learned from and I've opened up in tremendous ways. And then other ones I've maybe read a book, and it might be one line in one book that will just reveal that aha moment or something. So there are just so many ways you can help others, but of course, helping yourself first, working with Sanyusimi to open up to that spiritual peace and bliss that lies within. And then also asking, well, how can I pay this forward? How can I help others? How can I be the spiritual teacher who I know that I am, and step into that role fully? Because I know many of you are almost there, you're ready to step into that role, but maybe you've been holding back a little bit. So the month of March will be really calling you to step into your role as empowered spiritual teachers, as owning your light, shining your light, giving back to others, receiving from others also, because we can't give without receiving, and having that harmony, that balance, that mutual giving and receiving. As you learn from one spiritual teacher, then you integrate that learning and pass that towards somebody else. So it's just this beautiful, coherent coming together of all of us to help each other, to lean on each other, to learn from one another. So hopefully that makes sense. And my intention for you is to really to take this opportunity of the energy that March brings and to work with it to your highest benefit, and also to help others in your own unique and special way. Thank you so much for being here. It's such an honor. I am so blessed to be able to do this work, and I love all of you so much. And I will see you very soon for another episode of Fiercely Spiritual Podcast. Bye-bye.